All right, so welcome to the Crypto Daily Digest. Joining me today is the one and only Jan, co-founder of Acquire Fi. And my, what a day in the markets it is. Look at this
What a
as we
crazy day,
speak.
man. What a
Unbelievable.
crazy
As we're speaking just now, the um, the crypto markets are, making a bear market low. We literally just wicked below $17,000. So welcome to the show, Jan. I know it's a little bit late in Indonesia, so thank you so much for joining.
Hey, no worries. I'm glad to be here. Yeah, it's been absolutely crazy, especially for the last 2 days. I mean, who would have thought, right? Who would have thought FTX is down? I mean, this is absolutely insane.
It's unbelievable. So as we speak, we can see here. I just loaded up Twitter and breaking news. Binance reportedly unlikely to move forward with FTX acquisition following review of finances. Now, coming from an M&A background, myself. Now, that was a very smart move by CZ because with FTX being the biggest competitor, what he was able to do there was effectively, look under the skirt, underneath the bonnet of FTX and see all of the financial information on his main competitor. There was no way that he was going to go ahead with an acquisition of FTX. I didn't believe that for a moment. But what do you believe, Jan? What does this mean for the crypto markets if FTX goes down into Chapter
I,
11?
I think it's actually very bad. I think despite Binance attacking FTX, I don't think Binance wanted this, to be honest. Like, this is super bad because Binance is going to be in a lot of scrutiny. There's going to be a lot of more eyes looking at them than before. And I mean, Sam is a very controversial person, right? He's been very active lobbying uh, in United States about the different crypto laws. I think that's fine. That's totally fine. But like, I think he crossed the line and he had too many persons wanting to do some evil things for him, and this is what happens. But I think what's most insane, like, okay, let's take it. FTX itself, the exchange, is making billions of dollars every year. Like, why would you like to wreck it? And Alameda taking customer funds, according to rumors, and doing some directional trading. I mean, I think that's just insane. Like, we've seen Luna this year already, like going bust, but FTX, who would have believed, right? Like, who would have believed? This is,
It's
I don't know.
unbelievable. It's the same with Celsius. Now, who would have believed that Celsius, one of the most trusted DeFi platforms, would have gone down and into Chapter 11 and everybody losing their funds? But FTX, like that would have
Yeah,
been the last exchange that I would have expected an event like this to take place. I feel very sorry for those who have got assets on FTX. I did put a message out a couple of days ago now to say that I'm liquidating all of my FTT tokens and removing all liquidity off the exchange. And I know people now with money stuck on the exchange and missed the opportunity to sell, and we're now down 90%, well, 89%. So I think it's safe to say that the FTT token is literally going to hell.
yeah, but I don't think it's only FTT, but okay, so people who don't know who Alameda is one of the top tier market makers out there. Okay, they basically make markets of out of, I don't know, maybe over 100 coins so far. Ken, it could be even more. I don't know, but this is the absolutely insane part. If you're making market making, you're usually delta neutral. You're not making any moves whatsoever. You can be short, you can be long. Whatever the market does, it doesn't matter. Like, you're pretty much safe. But basically, what Alameda and FTX did was that took directional trading with customer funds and either went long or short. That's very illegal. That's highly illegal, and I think that's going to affect the whole industry itself. Like, think about it. Like, think about if you, for example, they invested in what, 200 different projects this year, maybe 100. Let's let's say that they invested in 100 different projects this year. All of those projects that they were lead investors, they have their treasury stock in FTX. That's very bad. They can't take the funds out. And some of these projects will die. Like, people don't understand. Like, no one wants this. No one wants this. I know that there's a lot of Twitter people out there saying like, hey, Sam deserves this and so forth. But it's not true. This is very bad for the crypto industry itself. There's going to be a lot of scrutiny. This is exactly what regulators want. This is like the vet dream, like what will happen next? Like what will happen next?
So this is a bit like the Lehman Brothers 2.0, but for the crypto markets. So I think what people need to understand that if FTX does go down, it's going to take everything else down with it as well. And that includes Bitcoin, all of these projects that they've been investing in. I think people are underestimating exactly the severity of what's about to happen. Leave a comment down below, guys, and let me know what you think is going to happen to Bitcoin. Do you think that we've now made the bear market low, or do you think that Bitcoin is going to head lower down towards $12,000 to $14,000? I think that we should take a look at the charts and just see what's going on just now. So let's load them up and see what's happening. So if I go into Bitcoin here, I'm going to bring this over.
Wow, that looks very scary.
Right, so take a look first of all. So this is, you can see the MACD just here. Okay, so you can see we've just ticked bearish. We're on the second red candle. Now, if we take a look back at any time this has happened, and this is saying to me as well that the market has only just started to dump. Now, we've dumped as low as 16,957, I think just in the last hour. Like, we're literally making history just now.
Wow.
So let's take a look in the daily chart, okay? Now, I want to just point something out. Anytime that we have, ticked bearish on the MACD, which you can see here, we've had significant dumping all the way down before the selling pressure has eased. Now, what that's saying to me here, I just need to delete that so you can see that we've only just begun dumping. Now, the next level that we're looking at, you can see a massive volume candle right here. The next level that I'm looking at, realistically, is 13,900. Again, right here, we started dumping away up here. We're only on the second daily candle in the MACD down here. So that's indicating that we have significant dumping to go from where we are just now. Let me just zoom out again. So here, up at 47K, we take bearish. And again, we continue to dump and dump and dump. So I believe, looking at the charts at the beginning, and also, if you just zoom out a little bit, you can see on the right-hand side, we get the VPVR, which shows you the volume, the visible volume range. So this is where most of the buying and selling takes place. So the next, there's nothing but thin air between where we are now, right the way down to 12K. We've got some buying and selling about this area, about 16K. So I think there's going to be a lot of buy orders here, but I don't think there's going to be enough buying pressure to send Bitcoin back up again. So the next level is going to be when that green line is right here about 14K. So the most likely scenario is that we start ranging between 12 and 14K. And also that would be the top of this symmetrical triangle right here at 14K. And also something to pay attention to is the stochastic RSI on the daily is pointing down. So, we're kind of going from oversold territory, so overbought territory, heading down towards the kind of this level down here. So we're far away from it just now. Take a look on the weekly. It's still showing that we're kind of bullish on the weekly, but it's not a chart.
There's one point of view here. We have to remember that Alameda, which is FTX, is one of the biggest market makers. They make the markets of BTC and ETH. one of the reasons that we had such a big pullback today on ETH was because of Alameda. Same thing with BTC. And second of all, remember, like this is what a lot of people don't know, but a lot of market makers are using FTX to trade. There's a lot of money stuck in Alameda and FTX at the moment. A lot of market makers there, like a lot of projects. We could go even down. We could don't go down all the way to 12K, 13K. Like if there's no one making the market, like what do you think will happen? It can be very bad. Like I seriously think that we're gonna have still one big dump at least, or we're gonna go sideways a little bit and then dump. But you're absolutely right. Like, what's the bullish news? There's gonna be CPIs coming out on Friday. Is that gonna be bullish or bearish? I think it's gonna be quite bearish. So if there's nothing bullish coming out, I think we're gonna see a lot of red candles coming forward, right? And remember also like Alameda has been around from I don't know 2015, 2016. All the tier one funds have invested in them. That's one. So there's Jump Capital. I don't know if people know about Jump that much, but Jump is one of the tier one funds. Okay, what will happen if all these tier one funds at the moment goes down or their capital get lost? That means that they can't invest in new projects. If there's no new projects, that means the ecosystem itself can't move forward because there's no liquidity and no capital. Like this could be bigger than Luna, actually. This could be bigger than Luna. And I'm not saying that just to horror people or anything else, but like this is the fact. Like we have one of the biggest exchanges. They basically had a bank run. They have no liquidity left. And we don't even know how big Binance book is. Like we just got to know that Binance is not going forward with the deal. I mean, you know better than me, Can, like about M&A, but like they wanted to see the books. They saw the books and they said, okay, this looks pretty bad. Like,
Yes, you know what? I was with some crypto OGs for a birthday celebration this afternoon, and I
congrats.
asked the question to one of them, Da Vinci J15. I said, so you know what will happen? You know what can happen if FTX goes down? He said, well, you know we're going to most likely see 12 to 14K, but the guys were saying that much lower prices are highly possible. You know, we could even go down to 5K. They said
Wow.
that this is absolutely possible. Like you say, it's a terrible event for the crypto market, and it's only going to enforce regulation, and it'll be a revelation, you know, for the regulators to start, you know, putting the claws into the crypto markets. It's going to be. I really hope this doesn't happen. As much as I would love to scoop up 5K, 6K BTC, I think it's going to be extremely bad, and it's going to be very expensive to mine Bitcoin as well.
No, absolutely. It's very, people
You know,
don't
the
understand.
miners would capitulate because it's going to be, you know, it's so difficult for them to mine Bitcoin.
Yeah, well, that's electricity prices in Europe are going up. Mostly miners are in Sweden at the moment, Norway, maybe Iceland still. US has the most miners. But yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be super tough for the crypto industry to come out of this. But here we go again. Like having a centralized, I won't say it. Let's say a centralized exchange that don't have books transparent. This is what happened. Like I had the most craziest stories ever, and I heard that some of the FTX funds were used for trading stocks, uh, taking directional trades. That's absolutely insane. And
They've got
that
no
com-
permission to do that. No
yeah,
permission.
that coming from Sam. Sam has been very proactive in lobbying in the United States, like with the crypto laws and so
To
forth.
explain to people what lobbying means, because I'm sure there are people listening to this, you know, that doesn't quite understand what that means.
Yeah, for sure. So lobbying basically is that you are trying to get some regulation in United States in favor of yourself. So let's say you have FTX, which is a centralized exchange. there's different MTL, MSB licenses that you need to have. So money transmitter license, money business licenses. And now there's some exchange licenses that are coming in United States. That basically means that if you want to work in United States, you need to have these licenses. Okay, if you are FTX at this point and you have all this money, you want to be very proactively saying to different politicians, saying basically like, hey, please vote for this law, please get this law approved, because that means that I get that basically market share of the whole market. And this was what basically Sam was doing. He was very proactively saying like, we need a centralized solution, we need to have very active regulation around crypto. And also he was very against decentralization, which is what we're fighting for. Okay, so we have a centralized solution that is not showing their books. There's a lot of great solutions out there that are decentralized and that are open with their basically books. If those decentralized solutions would come to America or let's say other markets, all these centralized solutions would be in trouble. And that's something that would be against Sam. So this is basically what lobbying is. You're hiring politicians, you're lobbying, you're giving up money to different parties, and with the help of that, you're getting your laws through. And this is very normal in the United States, but yeah.
Unbelievable.
But
It's safe to say as well.
I have one more thing to say. Like, despite let's say ZZ is behind this, right? I think personally that he didn't think that the books were this bad. Okay, he thought that okay, there might be some bad actors, there might be some bad things. I don't think he understood that the books are this crook. And second of all, he understands now that he's the biggest leader in the whole crypto industry. That is not a good thing. It's good to be having the second place, the third place around your corner, having a little fights and so forth. But when you're having 85% of the market share, especially in exchanges, you're going to be in a lot of scrutiny. And this is not good. I think ZZ understands this really well. And I think, I don't know. Let's see.
They will not want him to have that much power, to own the two biggest exchanges. And anyway, Matt, why would you want to buy a company that's been involved in potentially illegal activity? Because when you buy a company, you're picking up all of their legal issues. So any issues would then become his issues. So why would he onboard that headache? It absolutely doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense, Duda, for him to even consider buying that company.
No, I agree. But my point is here that I think ZZ didn't understand that when he went on attack on FTX and Alameda, that despite he would win, this is actually not a win. Like, he will be the number one enemy for all these different governments now. You want to be that person? I don't think so. Like, at least you have SBF, like Sam there, to promote his centralized exchange, but you still need to have a second person or the third person there to compare against. Now, when you're alone in the king position, oh man, there's going to be a lot of scrutiny. It's not good. Like, it's basic economic. Like, you never want to be alone in the whole market. You still need competitors.
Well, that's it. I tell you what, right? We're having a conversation at lunch, myself and Da Vinci, and he said, Satoshi did the smartest thing. He was invisible. He was an unknown person. Like, when you've got that amount of influence and control over the market, you're actually a huge target, very, very dangerous. But I wouldn't like to be this guy right now, because I reckon that he's in a very bad place. Imagine what he's just, the can of worms that he has opened up and what's going to be happening going forward. What I think is going to happen is Chapter 11. And for those who don't understand what Chapter 11 is, it's a bankruptcy. So if you get money on the exchange, well, at the moment, you're not getting that money off the exchange. You'll simply become a creditor to FTX. And what will happen is when a class action lawsuit takes place, you'll probably get 10 to 20 cents in the dollar. When that time comes, which can be a year, it could be 2 years into the future, it could be 3 years into the future. This is a long drawn out process. But I don't like what I'm seeing.
No, absolutely not. And remember, FTX is in the Bahamas.
It's in the Bahamas.
which basically means you don't have any regulatory. I don't know. They do have regulatory framework there for sure, but like, how much are the customer funds safe? And second of all, is there any funds left? Okay, like you have Sam who hates ZZ. Okay, they've been in fights from, I don't know, 2017, 2018. Why would he want to sell FTX to CC? I mean, there must be such a big hole. I don't know. It's scary.
I'm going to show you something that's scary. Look at this. That's the CEO of Alameda.
Yeah.
She looks about 10 years old.
Yeah, he used to date Sam.
Jesus Christ.
You didn't know that.
Well, all that we can do is be very careful in the marketplace. So if you're in, like, you guys that are listening right now, tell me in the comments exactly what your buy levels are. Where do you plan to start dollar cost averaging into a position in Bitcoin? Because it's safe to say that Bitcoin and Ethereum, like for me anyway, are the only two cryptos that big cryptos that I am focusing on buying. Anything else just now is very high risk. If you're look at what's happening with Solana just now. We're down like Solana's dumping like mad. Let's take a look. What's happening with Solana?
Dude, so the problem is that there's a lot of let's say decentralized lending protocols out there. Basically, what FTX was doing, they put Solana as collateral, and as you know, if the price goes too low, that means that they need to start capitulating.
Holy shit! Look at that. We're down 61%.
Yeah, and actually, there was a rumor. I think 6 hours ago, 8 hours ago, that there was big whales that had positions on 18.5 and $19. So basically what that meant is that if Solana would go under $18 or $17, they would be liquidated. And these positions were between $50 to $100 million. Okay, that's a lot. And okay, that's good. Sergey took it out. There's also validators out there at the moment that are unstaking. And according to rumors, there's like 50 million Solana coming out in the next 24 hours. I mean, it's gonna be bad. My only comment here has been like, who is supporting this? Like, if you look at the free fall, I would think it would go lower. Like I was expecting that Solana would be today like $8, $6, but it's been, I think the lowest was for like $14 or something. Yeah, 14 point. I can see from the graph something around 14.
Let's take a look.
But I mean, remember,
$15 for $14.96.
Yeah, there's always someone buying, and who is the buy part here? Like, who has the money? I think at the moment, a lot of tier 1 funds are in a very bad shape. They have a lot of money in FTX. They had a lot of loans to Alameda. Like, this is super bad. And we don't even know, like, this could be the start of something very big. Like,
Do you think Solana could collapse?
Well, what is good about Solana, okay, compared to FTT? So FTT, that people that are watching, FTT is FTX own token. FTT doesn't have a lot of utilities. If you stake it, you get some fees away. And also FTX was basically buying out and burning these tokens. Okay, Solana is a layer 1. So at least there's a lot of projects that have been building on top of Solana, which is good. So you have more utilities. But what makes me afraid is this fact that there's a lot of validators that are unstaking. What's going to happen to those unstaked tokens? That's one. And second of all, if I build something on Solana at the moment, like damn, like the reputational damage, it's going to be super hard to do an equity raise or a Series A or any further funding, because you are basically, what's the English word? Like, people think of Solana FTX right away. Why would I give you money? I don't know.
Fucked. The English word you're looking for is fucked. Yeah. Yeah, I think just now, the answer is quite simple, is to sit in your hands, be super careful, obviously buying Bitcoin now, not financial advice, but dollar cost averaging at these levels for the long term is not a bad decision. But you've got to have, time horizon, as an investor, a sensible investor. Investing short term is just not how you make your money. You want to be investing with a long-term horizon. So for the future, thinking about the Halvening event that will be taking place in March 2024, and allocating only what you're willing to lose, but also funds that you don't need access to in the short term. If, let's say, Bitcoin decides to pull its pants down and do a big brown one and dump even lower, down to 12K, maybe 5K, who knows? We don't have a crystal ball. But what I did, I was getting interviewed back in December last year. Let me just find this, so we can bring it up. What I did say, not that I had a crystal ball, but December 20th, I said that I called the top of the bull market. I said that I am exiting all of my positions and Bitcoin will go down to 10K. And historically, Bitcoin has every single bear market dumped 85%. So this time isn't any different from any other bear market before. And I still believe that this is going to happen. There is obviously a chance that it might not happen. But with the way that things are going just now and all of the market events, it's just that this is why you need to have time horizon. You need to be dollar cost averaging. You need to be very sensible, only allocating what you're willing to lose. And let's say you've got $100,000 that you're going to be investing into the market, dumping 100K at 16,500 is not a smart decision. You should be lathering in these positions at the different buy levels. So just taking a look at the chart here, you'd be looking, for example, at the different support and resistance zones. So here we can see we broke through 18,700 area. We've come down to this level here.
You can see,
Oh, okay. Wait me a second.
There we go. Put that inside.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, so you want to be taking a look at the support and resistance level. So we broke through this level here. We dumped down to this level here. And again, if I could just delete this mark. Yeah, so we're breaking this zone right here. And if this does break, we'll be down here. So I would be lathering positions in. Obviously, I've got nothing but thin air. You can see the VPVR, which is the buying and the selling, which is almost nothing. But I would be lathering buying positions in and buying all the way down, but keeping the most of your collateral to the side and start getting these bigger buy orders in, down at this zone down here at 13,800, down to 12,000. And if it does happen, down to 9,000, which was a big zone back in 2020, 2019, 2020, we're consolidating into the symmetrical triangle. But I think that's all that we wanted to share with you guys, just to share with you exactly what we believed was happening in the markets, and to say, I don't want to say the words "don't panic," but panic buying just now maybe not so much a good decision. Obviously, it's up to you guys how you decide and what's best for you. But before we go, let's just take a look at some of the comments we've got here. We've got Bitcoin 10K to 7K. It will not happen. Everyone is waiting for 14K. So this is a very good comment. Now, I know so many big buyers that are waiting with a lot of cash, a lot of fiat, ready to buy at the 14K level. So If that does happen and we go down to 14K, then there are going to be so many people, including me, that are ready with a lot of cash, ready to dump on the markets. If global crisis has landed, nuclear weapons, it may happen.
Let's hope not.
Let's hope not. BTC 10K to 7K by Robert Kiyosaki, but it may not happen until nuclear drop. Okay, let's just hope that doesn't happen. For only Acquirify boom, my own risk, I am loading more. So for you guys who want to learn more about Acquirify, go over to acquire.fi. You can learn about the token and take a look at all of the tokenomics, the team, and it's a very, very exciting project that both myself and Jan are co-founders of. And this is the very first M&A platform in the world where you can buy, sell a crypto company with crypto and on the blockchain. So these are companies like exchanges, wallets, DeFi protocols, every single different type of Web3 company that you can think of. So you want to learn more about that, head over to the website and you can see exactly what we're doing. And also, guys, we've got investment pools. And inside these pools, we're fractionalizing real world assets and turning them into NFTs. So this is a marketplace where you can invest your crypto into real world assets and receive your dividends and your rental income back through the blockchain. So it is very, very exciting. But of course, you need to do your own risk analysis and decide if that's the type of thing that you want to invest in. So is there anything else before we close the show off, Jan, that you would like to share with everybody?
No, I just think that, always when there's panic in the market, it's always a good buying opportunity. We might go lower, but I think what you said before, DCAing is the way to go. I think levels from 17K until 14, 13K are excellent buying opportunities. Like me and Ken are here for the long term. We've seen a lot of different bear and bull runs before, and I think this is a normal bear market situation. Like we're starting to actually, I don't want to say I'm excited, but I'm gonna say like we're starting to look like this is an actual bear market in crypto. Like
it's a good point, man, because it's been too easy. The bear market has been too easy. Like what's going on? Like this next event hasn't happened yet. We're all sitting waiting for it. Maybe this is that next event where big platform goes down with mass liquidations and Bitcoin decides to do what it's done every other bear market. It would be weird if that didn't happen.
Exactly. But yeah, like I'm kind of excited about this, and
Definitely.
I feel again like I had a lot of people coming to me. I know the FTX people personally. I just hope the best for everyone. This is a very unfortunate thing to happen, and this is not a good thing. Like I think it's very unresponsible to gamble with customer money, especially if you're a tier one exchange, tier one basically VC hedge fund. This is not okay. Like I had very bad feelings yesterday. I think the crypto industry itself, we need to grow. Like we need to grow up from this, and hopefully we learn something again. We've been learning every bear market something, and this is a good exercise again. That hey, maybe we don't trust all the industry leaders right away. Maybe we do our own research. And again, if you are holding funds on an exchange, don't hold more than you can lose. Okay, that like number one rule. Always have your backup funds. Always. And if you have a big, let's say, stack of BTC or something else, put it in your ledger.
Yeah, definitely, dude. Like, what's the saying? Not your keys, not your crypto. So if you've got your crypto on a centralized exchange, all it is digits on the screen. What you need to do is you need to have your crypto on a ledger. I use SafePal and Ledger, but I'll be keeping the crypto right off the exchange so that you hold your own keys. We've seen what happened with Anchor. We've seen what happened with EX, and I actually got I'll show you this. I got an email from crypto.com. Look at this. Urgent immediate suspension of USDC and USDT deposits and withdrawals on Solana. Look at that.
Insane, right?
So this is from crypto.com. And following recent industry events, please be informed that we've suspended deposits and withdrawals of USDC and USDT on the Solana blockchain in the
Wow.
Crypto.com app and exchange. This is effective immediately.
There's also a message from Binance. Due to high borrowing demand, there are currently insufficient loanable assets for Sol. Please adjust your borrow amount for try again. So we
Do you
see,
think is a risk just now holding crypto on Binance, or do you think people should be taking? Let's say people have got USDT on Binance ready to buy at certain levels. Like, what is the risk just now with keeping money on Binance?
How do we know that ZZ is talking all these correct things? You know, like how do we know his books? That's the thing. We don't hold funds that you can't lose on exchange. Number one rule: don't hold. Like, there are upcoming decentralized exchanges where you can trade. Like, do them. But again,
Well,
we
like
don't know.
Uniswap.
Yeah, like with Binance, it's, you know, there's no transparency. They're not regulated at all. Like, it's very hard to say what ZC's mine is.
And he's a
Very
clever
hard.
guy. Like, from my perspective, he's playing literally right out of the Rockefeller playbook with his tactics.
Absolutely, and he's one of the richest players in this industry. But
And he's
again,
going to
we
get
don't
richer.
know. We don't know. Like, Binance has been investing in the same things as Alameda. Binance has been competing with Alameda for, I don't know, 4 years already. Like, and they're also a market maker. I'm just saying, like, be careful out there, guys. Like, we don't know. We personally don't know. But yeah, that's it for me. I have 4% battery left. Ken, it's been amazing. I hope we have more of these coming further. And guys, please, like, be careful out there. I feel very sorry for people that have funds on Solana, FTX, and Alameda.
Yeah.
And like, don't hold funds on exchanges. That's so simple. Be careful and hope all the best. Thank you, Ken.
Thanks for joining, Jan. If you guys appreciate this video, please show your support by dropping us a like and a comment down below with what your strategy is this bear market. We'll catch you guys in the next video.